think there is an idea in when you're a seeker that obviously there's projections and ideas of what waking up means. And a central one, I think, would be that I'm sure I had this, would be that you're like you are, but with all these kind of bonuses, these kind of gifts on top. So you stay the same, but you get this and you get that on top. Okay, the personality is the full self. So if you lose identification with it, what you have lived no longer lives your life. That means that it's like a different life in many ways. So it's not the personality brushed up, polished up with more this and more spiritual or more that or more awareness. The dream of the personality, the thinking that it's real and the beliefs and the strategies and everything creates a certain life. And unhooked from that, you actually live a very different version of your life. So if you are, for example, if you had a lot of shame in your personality, then that's a big feature in the film, as it were, of your life. And if you shift away from personality, that no longer features. Or if it may still feature, but it will be seen. It will be like in the rearview mirror, and you'll be watching it, and it will be cleaned out. But in the end, it won't be directing your life like it did, and that will create a very different experience of life. And that goes for all the personality stuff. So what was lived before and after can be very, very different. You would think it was almost a different person sometimes, unless a lot of the natural state and the real was lived before and wasn't too clouded. But most people it is. So what you get is like a sort of, the person starts to think, oh, I'm like this. I thought I was like that, but I'm not. I'm not like that at all. I'm like this. It's a very striking and amazing thing. And it comes down to, it's not the personality cleaned and purified and brushed up. It's the personality unhooked from. And what is revealed is the natural self, natural state, you. So you and your character. And now this is not to say that there isn't residue that is seen, and that can go on for a while, but still it's a very marked difference. I think it's also to do with the fact that a lot of people, the personality can get into spiritual life because it sounds like a good deal. Oh, I get to keep this and I have all these spiritual benefits. And, I'll be more liked, I'll be more spiritual, I'll be more peaceful. And so some people, I think, when they find out, oh my God, it's not that, it's me losing the one who wanted all that, that's when they back out and say, yeah, it's getting a bit heavy for me, this. It is heavy in the sense of it's serious. It's like, it's not a brushed up version of who you are. It's the original version of who you are. Yeah. And that involves a lot of letting go of what you thought you were. And that can be painful, shocking, confusing, all those things. So this is why it's not always easy. It's the transition and the letting go and the realigning is just the biggest kind of turnaround a life can have, I would say. You remember in the story of you, I talk about how immersing yourself in this world and hearing things like I'm saying now, you could argue, well, why am I telling you this? It's just, if you can't use it now. But I think you can use it now, because knowing the landscape, as I said in the book, helps, because the more that the system kind of acclimatizes to it and gets the framework of how it works, it means that when it happens or starts happening, it won't be so disorientating, won't be such a shock, and you'll be able to bear it more. You'll have more grounding in it. And that's, I think, why people who do get used to surrendering, even meditating, I'm not really one to uh, give that out as a practice. I mean, I don't do that, but I can see how getting used to letting go of your story, even if it's a kind of programmed practice for the system, it still gives it a certain message. It's not waking up, but it's still conditioning the system to expect that kind of letting go.
Like
Uh,
you said, a lot of people think waking up is you're going to get all this added benefits, but instead you don't get things, you lose things.
yeah. You do lose things, but you gain what was originally yours, you could say. But it's a remembering. But if you've been divorced from that all your life, it's like gaining it. You'll gain stillness and clarity and yeah. But there are a lot of things that you know people wouldn't want unless you've got that yearning. It is that thing of like, don't go for this. You won't want it. Unless you've got it in you to go all the way, that it won't work, and you'll just find more and more pain, really, because you have to face things that in your comfortable personality citadel and castle you often won't have to face.